get into the news, like I said, with the Husker football team today. It's the last day that any player can transfer out of the program because of the Scott Frost firing. So you get a month after your coach is fired to get that opportunity.
You get a free transfer.
You get a free transfer. And Isaiah Garcia Castaneda ultimately decides to do so. The reports were done pre-press conference. And then we had Mickey Joseph expand on a little bit that IGC wanted to be the number one guy. That's something they couldn't really do for him. Maybe looked like it was a possibility coming out of the Northwestern game, but he kind of just fell down the depth chart and feels, who knows what the case may be. He's new to Lincoln, maybe just never felt the fit was really there to begin with. Maybe he feels like there's some preferential treatment on the depth chart or whatever. But no longer Isaiah Garcia Castaneda. He was not quite one of your guys, was he, or was he?
He was definitely one of my guys.
He was one of your guys.
I called it before the Northwestern game. He was going to have a breakout game. Sure enough, had a breakout game, and I was feeling great about it. And then he just kind of disappeared for the remaining games. He had multiple targets in a lot of games. He had one catch after the Northwestern game against Oklahoma that went for 0 yards. He also had 2 drops against Georgia Southern, I believe. It just didn't materialize. He kind of fell out of favor. Maybe with the coaches, maybe with Casey Thompson, and wasn't being targeted as much as some of the other receivers. So he wanted to be number one. I think we all know who the number one receiver is. So it just didn't work out, and he'll get his free transfer, and hopefully he has success wherever he goes. I mean, I'm not going to, just because he wanted to be number one, didn't get his number one and is transferring, I'm not going to root against him. I mean, I hope he does well wherever he ends up.
Do you see this as a big hit to Nebraska? Or is it, it seemed like he at least gotten to the point where with some of those rotational guys, he was just one of the guys. And I don't mean that in a rude way, but like kind of Alante Brown, Oliver Martin, him. They're, Trey Palmer's the standout, and then you've got some guys they're hopefully
Trey Palmer and Marcus
Washington.
Palmer and Marcus Washington are your 1-2, and then everybody else after that is there, and they have their own specialties and whatever they do. Oliver Martin had the deep catch touchdown against Indiana to open the game.
Almost got him twice.
Yeah, Alante Brown has been really good in short passes and making people miss and gaining a couple yards, kind of like a first down kind of guy, a little possession receiver. But I don't see it as a big hit losing Isaiah Garcia Castaneda. I mean, it would be good to have somebody that had glowing reviews coming out of fall camp from Mickey Joseph as one of the guys that could be a difference maker. But the fact that he's been kind of just disappeared, like a disappearing act for the last couple of games, and it hasn't really affected Nebraska. I don't think losing him is going to do much. Plus, you have Tommy Hill moving over from corner to wide receiver. He did play receiver in high school and had 1,000 yards and I believe double-digit touchdowns his senior year. So it's not like he's new to the position. He's just new to the position in college. So I don't believe that it's a major hit to Nebraska, but it would be nice to have somebody who was getting rave reviews from your receiver coach coming out of fall camp still on the roster.